Yeah, he gave me one.
And then I go to you and see what
Good morning, gang. How's everybody doing? Everybody get beautiful bagel from compliments of Nora Di Gregorio. Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love the food.
See you all.
Okay. Just so you guys know, as a male realtor, I'm feeling better today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in the meeting. Yeah. Usually it's like 22 to 2 or 18 to 3 here, but you guys, we're gonna get them, guys. Just keep coming, okay? As usual, a bunch of stuff to get to, okay? If you didn't see it over here, she makes it very obvious. If you don't like popcorn, you might like it today. To spend some money for Kathy Gill. Where's Kathy? She left, unbelievable. See? She didn't bring it. But that's for, I think, charity at one of her kids' schools. So we always try to support each other here, all that kind of good stuff. We are going to get to Mike shortly. He's on his way. A lot of crazy stuff with solar is going on, in case you noticed or haven't noticed. One of the big things is, I'm the buyer's agent. I buy Wendy's listing, and the solar is 9 years old. And I'm thrilled. I want the solar. I want it. And then Wendy's sellers company and warranty company and all that stuff has gone out of business because it's been 9 years. So me being the buyer or you being the buyer's agent, how are you going to protect me? What's my warranty? What happens? Really, it's happening all the time. It's a really tricky thing. And Mike is really, really good. He's our go-to solar guy. Okay, he sells it, he installed it, he ran his own company. You can call him and he'll answer your phone for nothing with a question, okay? But he also has a program that's a couple of bucks, but it's worth every penny that you might want to use if you're in a solar transaction. It's worth it. It'll protect you and us from aggravation, let's call it that. Or litigation, aggravation, litigation, whatever it might be. So Mike will be here in a moment. A few things before we get to Mike. Who is a mentee here? I think there's 3 or 4 of you here. Hopefully you guys are going to hang out. Not Laura, you're not allowed. Okay? We love you. We love you. Oh, you can. I'm kidding. We're going to have our little mentee mastermind meeting after this. The hope is to set up some little mentee mastermind groups similar to what Fred and Janet and Kathy have been doing. Okay? They've had a lot of success with that. They meet every week. So we're going to see if we can get some mentees to do the same thing. Okay? And Fred's going to come in later and talk about it. So that's right after the meeting. Okay? So don't leave if you're a mentee. A couple of things we just got notified. We all know Lee Dreisen, right? Yep. Those of you that are new might not know Lee, but he's one of our favorite attorneys in town. He's doing a free CE class on the powers of attorney here in the office a week from today, 12 o'clock. So after the business meeting, an hour and a half later, he will be doing that class. It's always a full house because he gets agents from other companies to come too. So I'm going to sit on this. I haven't done a power of attorney class in years, so I'm definitely going to be sitting on this myself. Okay, so that's a good one to attend. Also, NARA, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, is having an event also on the 19th, and Mary is on the panel to talk about diversity and embracing diversity and equity and all that kind of good stuff. So if you want to go to that, there's the QR code. It's in the packet. Okay, you new guys like Robert Perez. In the future, whenever you come to one of our meetings, everything that's up there, grab it, like a handout, if you didn't already. Yeah, we'll get it. Okay. What else we got here? Well, I guess we'll get to none other than you know who. Nora Di Gregorio, everybody. There she is.
I never have a slide. I have a slide. Hey, there it is.
Come on, go.
Look at me. Where's Rock Title? Look, I got it.
Rock who?
Rock Title. So, hi everyone. For those of you that I have not met, I'm Nora with American Home Shield, your market manager. You should save me in your phone as your home warranty assistant. I'm here to take that all off your plate. So last time I was here, I talked a little bit about new construction. And were you at the Trends meeting yesterday?
I was on Zoom.
You were on Zoom. So what was the percentage of new construction sales for last month? Do you remember?
A lot.
It was like 50%.
Wow.
It was over 50% were new construction. And so with that said, I kind of wanted to share some numbers with you. 25% of water heaters that we've replaced or had to repair were under 5 years old. 35% of HVAC claims were systems that were under 10 years old. And appliances, this is a big one. Appliances, 45% of appliances that we've had to repair or replace were under 5 years old. So the newer they are,
The shittier they are?
pretty much. So just keep that in mind. So when you're, when you're discussing home warranty with your clients and they're like, oh, you know what, these systems all look really new, just remember this. And I can print these out. I can send you these in a digital format to share with your clients. But, as a home warranty company that's paying out almost $4 billion in claims in the last 7 years, we track these numbers. So, hi.
Another mail.
Yeah, so any questions?
I have a question. You mentioned the hot water heaters.
Yes.
Vegas, we have hard water and they always push water softeners, but I heard it's actually worse for the water heater, the water softeners.
Yeah, we don't cover, that's why we don't cover water heater, or water softeners.
Right, I'm not asking if you
Oh.
cover it, but I'm saying the water heater, is it best to just deal with hard water, so the longevity of the water heater?
I mean, you're supposed to flush your water heater once a year. Yep. And the other thing is you wanna make sure that your PSI on your water heater is under 80. Cause if your water heater blows and our technician comes off and it's at 95, it's an automatic denial. Automatic denial, because you have control over that, although it feels fantastic in the shower, right? That pressure, it's really bad for the system. So,
And that's something we can easily check?
yeah, I don't know exactly how, I think every system, I think it's actually on the water
Is it?
heater.
Okay.
But when you get an inspection report, your inspector actually sometimes notes it. So if you are meeting an inspector at the house, maybe that's one question you ask when you're looking around and you're going, hey, what kind of refrigerant does this, AC unit take, right? Because that's really important. You want to know if it's R22 or 410A, because R22 is discontinued and R410A was discontinued the making of it in January of 2025. And the other thing is what is the PSI on the water heater at right now? And then how does the homeowner change it later? So, yes, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So anyways, you guys, please let me know if you're using another home warranty company, give me a chance. Let me just price it out against American Home Shield, because I think you'll be surprised when you see what our coverage is and what our prices are compared to everybody else.
And the good thing is on the RPA, you have to put the home warranty information, because you don't want to say waive it. And you usually ask the seller to pay for it. So it's a negotiation thing, but check off seller, and you have a choice. You have Nora or you have Station. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about it.
And
So-
honestly, Stacia and I talk, all the time. Our biggest competitor is not each other.
Right.
Our biggest competitor is the transaction that closes without a home warranty. And in today's economic environment, why would you set your client up for that later? Because an average water heater is easily $1,800 with permits and modification to replace. So, it's just really educating the homeowner. Even if they just do it for the first year, you know what I mean? Get in, see what the house is like. And remember, they have 90 days to add it on. So if they didn't close with a home warranty and you're looking for a reason to pick up the phone and see how they're doing and ask for a referral, remind them that they could still add on a home warranty. All you have to do is send them my way. Or better yet, give me their number, I'll call them.
How good is that, right?
Yeah.
And one more thing, and this is where Maria will help us too, if you represent a buyer and there's no home warranty on it, they put waived, and your buyer doesn't want one because their Uncle Louis can fix everything, and you're gonna have them sign, your buyer sign a waiver.
It's a waiver.
Hold harmless waiver, because in 6 months when it blows, and Uncle Louis is in New Jersey, they're gonna blame you.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie never told me about the home warranty,
You guys-
so we all get in trouble.
It's desperate times,
Yeah.
and when there's desperate times, the litigation goes up,
It does, regrettably.
yes.
Quick question, how long until they can come and budge in the rear end for the disclosure of the rejection of the home warranty?
One more time.
So let's just say you didn't have them rejected it and they say Uncle Louis can fix everything, how long?
It's on the offer, it's on the RPA. They're
Okay.
they want it or they don't want it.
Because
She said 90 days
Nine-
after.
But
Okay.
90
Well,
days
after
after you
closing.
get
After
it, yeah.
closing.
Okay, because my wife's friend is now paying $15,000 for a new AC because I have American Home Shield and I save about $25,000 in the past 4 years with them. And yeah, I don't know. She just didn't want to spend $60 a month on it. And,
Yeah,
It's crazy, yeah. It's
that's a
insurance like
good
anything
story
else.
for you.
but she cannot go. No, I got it because of my AC guy. My AC guy told me start getting it because you're gonna start running into problems. 3 months after I asked, 45 days after I signed it off, I got my first $3,000 savings. So.
Yeah,
It's like anything else, you hope you never get to use it.
Yeah.
It's insurance, but if you don't have it, is when something goes sideways,
yeah.
regrettably.
So, one question,
Yes.
for the HVAC, it's always been an issue, especially in Vegas, because we use them a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So does your company only cover parts only, or
No.
labor?
So who can tell me what our limit on HVAC coverage is?
Now it's unlimited. I just upgraded my plan.
Well, you must be grandfathered in. Good one, though. It used to be unlimited. As of this year,
No,
it's,
no, it wasn't unlimited, and in November of last year, we upgraded.
uh-huh.
So I don't know if I just got the upgrade in the few months I had it, but at least for me, it's upgraded. I mean,
Yeah. So
You
it's
got lucky.
15,
You got
it's,
lucky, you know?
you got lucky. And it's not, probably not gonna be that way for long.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 15,000 per system. So that means in a 1-year contract, we will either fix it or replace it up to $15,000 per system. Okay? So there's a lot of companies making a lot of claims and a lot of brochures, making all kinds of promises. The coverage limit is what's important. You guys have to look, if you're looking at anybody else, you need to be like, the first question your home buyer needs to be asking is, what's your coverage limit on AC? Because we live in Las Vegas where we use our systems all the time. If you have a buyer that's coming from California, they probably never turned on their system, ever. Ever. Here, they're gonna use it in the winter. It was 64 this morning. It won't be long before it's 35 in the morning. So, again, any questions, I'm here to answer that. Yes?
I know that maybe a stupid question, but you can only get a home warranty if you've been through a recent transaction, meaning I couldn't get one.
That's not true.
Oh, okay.
It's because you know me. No. No, you get, because, so our company has two sides of, we have two sides. We have our direct to consumer, and then we have our real estate side. We are the real estate side. Our direct to consumer is meant for somebody that sees our commercial and thinks, my dishwasher's really making a weird noise. We should probably get a home warranty, right?
Not to put Nora, have you seen her commercials? They're pretty funny.
There are
They
commercials
really are,
on
the
there.
AHS commercials?
Yeah,
really
they're
funny.
good.
They really are.
And so, the real estate plan, you can add on, because you're a realtor and you have an account manager, you can add on a real estate plan anytime, especially for yourself. I just added one on for this little lady right here. So, yeah, we can add it on anytime. It becomes active right away. But what's the main thing every home warranty says? It must be working at the time the contract becomes active. So if you have a broken system and then you want to add a warranty and then you want to place a claim, I'm just saying you're taking a chance of it getting denied for pre-existing. So we just want to make sure, it's like, the analogy I use is like, it's like if you got a car and then you got in an accident and then you called Geico and were like, I need to add insurance. It doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, I actually had a call recently. The lady closed in July in Canyon Gate, replaced her AC and her pool heater. And she's like, I'm calling to send you my invoices. I'm like, I don't even see a claim in here. She goes, well, yeah, it was hot and we wanted to use the pool. And she goes, we just took care of it. And then here, I just want to get reimbursed. I was like, it doesn't work that way. You need to at least place a claim and give us a chance to fix it. If we can't fix it, right, then we say, let's look at our other options. So, sorry, I took
How
up.
do you
No, you
vet
did.
your vendors?
Huh?
How do you vet your vendors?
So our vendors, reviews. We count on your reviews to keep them in our network. So if you're having a bad experience, it's important that we know that because we rely on our vendors to be our eyes and ears. Are they always perfect? No, they're not. But you know what's really interesting is I'll go into one office and they'll say, oh my God, Dr. Cool is the worst. And I'll go into another office and they'll be like, Dr. Cool is the best AC. So it's like I can't ever figure out who's really, you know what I mean? So we not only do a criminal we require a criminal background check. They have to maintain a star review from our homeowners. We have a preferred list. If we can't find a vendor for you, then we will give you an authorization to go outside a network.
Can we suggest vendors to you?
Yeah, we take vendors on all the time. We're always looking for new vendors. Anybody else?
We're good? Going once, going twice?
Thank you.
Nora DiGregorio, good
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you for the record. Yes, yes. As you guys know, we're really big on charities around here. Last month, Safe Nest was phenomenal with all the clothes that we collected for them. In addition to clothes, there was a rug, a George Foreman grill, which they weren't asking for, but you guys just emptied out your closets and brought everything. I guess it's okay. They took it. They just wanted clothes, but they took appliances and everything, so I guess they didn't really care. This month we have the Animal Foundation out there, so if you like pets, you have, read the flyer, there's a bunch of stuff you can bring in that you probably just have laying around your house, towels and rags and stuff like
I'd
that.
like to give my cat back.
There you go. Trade it in for a newer cat. No,
I've never had a cat.
doesn't work that way, no? Cats are great. Cats are
You
great.
should probably get a groom professionally.
There you go, that's it, you know. One of the things we're doing soon is our bowling event, a week from tomorrow at Suncoast. We've been doing it for years. How many years? 8, 10, 9. 9 years, a lot of fun. Rock Title shows up, Epic shows up. It's a lot of fun, okay? There's a nice little Caesar's Palace giveaway usually. I don't know if that's gonna happen this time, but we're working on it like a weekend at Caesar's, okay? For raffle tickets, so it's a lot of fun, okay? And it's all for LLS, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And as a matter of fact, we have, and you've been asking for her for weeks, Lori Perry is here, gang, okay? So Lori's gonna spend a few minutes just telling us about LLS, the night walk, and all that kind of good stuff.
I didn't realize I was here by popular demand.
You are.
Okay, so you all have been participating, or many of you, in the bowling and the fundraising in the past. And if you're not sure why, that's what I'm here to tell you about. So Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we provide patient support financially, with advice. We provide advocacy and of course research for life-saving treatments for blood cancers, but turns out that blood is easier to test than tissue. So many of the treatments that have been developed for other cancers have started with LLS research. So that's actually one of the things that I think is just very important with LLS. People have asked me before, you know, why did I get involved with LLS? Before I was an employee, I was a team captain for Silver State Schools Credit Union, and my dad had lung cancer. All the people that I knew with cancer, I had breast cancer, and not until I was already involved with LLS did I know somebody who had leukemia. But just knowing that the research is helping other cancers as well is just phenomenal. So, excuse me. One of the programs that we have that is a big deal now, of course it should have been a long time ago, is our Dare to Dream project, and that is focusing on children. So I have to look at that, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. So only 5% of the cancer drugs that are approved are for first-time use in children, and 80% of childhood cancer survivors develop chronic health issues in treatment later on, from treatment later on. So we have over $1 billion project going on now for Dare to Dream to help children with childhood cancers.
So you're saying that they're getting adult treatment?
Yes.
Not child, so the research is just for child treatment?
Right.
So the drugs aren't so
Right.
strong?
Yeah, because when they first started, they didn't know you develop a treatment, okay, you can use it for everyone. But then you find out that the treatments that you're using for these children are causing them problems and life-threatening problems later on. So this research is huge, and it's
fantastic.
And it's moving along. I tell people we're living in a time where we're just seeing treatments and therapies come all the time. The hope is here now. It's not like, even 10 years ago. Even 10 years ago, it was like, well, maybe there's something for me, maybe there's not. There's a lot more coming, and it's because of the research that Cancer Foundation is doing, especially from LLS. So the other thing about your bowling, and I know that that sounds like an awesome event. I hope you guys have a great time. I'm sure you will. We also have the Light the Night walk and festival that's coming up on November 4th. If you're able to join that and come to that, I'm sure you would enjoy it. We have live music, food trucks, there's a kids zone with bounce house and face painters. There's a ceremony, and then the walk that ends in a firework display. It's a lot of fun, so if you can make it, I know there might be some conflicting.
Where is it?
It's at, thank you, College of Southern Nevada, West Charleston campus. Starts at 5 o'clock and goes till about 8:30.
Is that the night of the installation?
Yeah.
We know
Yes,
that
yes,
a lot
I-
of people won't be able to attend, but the people who aren't going to the installation, but we do encourage everybody to go to the installation if they can.
Well, they can still donate for.
Yeah, and then still donate.
Well, and that's of course true. And then we have, so the flyer that you have, that I set out, has a QR code on it. You can scan this to donate, you can scan this to join your team if you want to join the team. And, but definitely donate, that's what we're trying to do, is raise funds. And your really one's goal is $5,000. Last year you raised $5,209, excellent job. And so does anybody have any questions? I'm not gonna take up too much of your time.
Are you gonna come to our bowling event, Lori?
I just
Can you?
might,
Can you? Okay.
October
Just
20th.
wondering. Okay, if you're able to, it'll be fun.
yeah, I would love to.
And it's Suzanne's birthday, bowling night.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yes.
Okay, so we have extra t-shirts. If anyone wants one, you can donate today. We have probably 20 t-shirts maybe. And first one's, Carrie was the first one, so we gave her a t-shirt. Accumulated from past years, so we're happy to give them out, and we're gonna be wearing ours and supporting it. And so bowling is next Saturday, next Friday, the 20th.
And it is so much fun at Suncoast.
And if you sign up, we have 10 lanes this year. So we want to make sure everybody can bowl. Last year, a lot of people showed up and couldn't bowl because we ran out of lanes. So anyways, do it
It's
in
a lot of
advance.
fun, and I see a lot of new faces that haven't attended yet. If you come bowling, you'll love it, you'll have so much fun. And you can win prizes.
And there's an enormous amount of alcohol involved.
Oh, everybody's in
Just
now.
saying.
I'm there.
Food and drinks
Yes.
will be provided by Epic Lending and Rock Title. So there's food and drinks to go along with a good time.
So who's going to come bowling with
And
us?
you can,
That's
all.
Everybody's gotta go bowling.
Consider it.
Yeah.
It's an
Donate
opportunity to also mingle with your agents. You know, we support each other, everyone has their different things they're involved with, and you get those connections, and we support each other. So it's not just about this one charity, it's about supporting your fellow agents as well, getting to know each other, and having a great time. People bring their families.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a fun event.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Questions?
And it promotes Realty One Group.
Woo.
Because we do show up as a force there, and people are like, who are they? Yes.
Any more questions for Lori? We're good? Thank you, Lori. Lori Perry, there.
And if you have any questions about your team, Patty, Sylvia, and Shirley are your team captains, and they can direct any questions to me that need to be answered, okay?
Wonderful.
Thank you very
Lori.
much
Thank
for
you.
letting me chat with you.
All right, Dan, before I forget, Suzanne, spin the Wheel of Fortune, and let's see what's in the swag bag today. I'm not sure who this is gonna fit, just saying. But we have that, we have that. We have a rock title thingy here, we have another mouse pad. We have breath mints, God knows what we all need these. Little fidget spinner, and a handful of the beautiful folders. And the winner is
Lucky number 3, Robert Perez.
Robert. The guy shows up for his first goddamn meeting and he wins. $18 retail value, okay? And just so you know, everybody say hello to Robert. Robert Perez, brand new agent, okay? Gonzalo, say hi, give him a wave, brand new. Did I miss anybody else that's new? No, we all know Brandon, we all know Sean, I think everybody else is, no, Kathy Bill doesn't matter. Yeah, everybody knows good, okay, good, yeah, they just joined, so we'll welcome them aboard. In case you've been in a cave, this is coming up. There's still 2 seats left. I'm told Epic wants them, but we don't have any cash from Epic yet, so anybody wants to go, just scan the QR code, it'll be lots and lots of fun. Okay, it's at Red Rock, right across the street. If you want to donate something for the silent auction, you can do that. Come see me. I'll explain to you how that works, okay? Wendy has been doing some really cool classes on Wednesday. You know, I think next Wednesday it's gonna be on the listening presentation or the pre-listening questionnaire. But she came up with a bunch of really cool resources that, not just for the new agents, for everybody, right, Wendy? That everyone could use this stuff. So you wanna talk about it real quick? Yeah. We all know about Matrix Monday and Friday, like 9 to 1, 1 to 3, down at LVR. Take advantage of that stuff, okay?
So there are a lot of classes, I'm getting a lot of the same questions over and over, and then train on this and train on that, and then I'm like, well, maybe I should put the resources together, because 19 years in, there's a lot of things that I didn't, I just kept passing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, all of these classes are super helpful for everybody. So we have our onboarding, first Wednesday of every month at 1 o'clock. Then we have the One Suite training every Monday, 1 p.m. Arizona time. It does switch, so just keep in mind. One orientation every Thursday. These are for the newer agents.
Those are on Zoom, correct?
Yes.
Onboarding is live.
Yes, onboarding live, the other on Zoom. Tech Tuesdays with Maria at 10 a.m. And this could be for everyone. If you have questions about Transaction Desk or SkySlope, just come on in here and Maria will sit with you and kind of help navigate through those systems for you. We have my Wednesdays with Wendy class at 1 o'clock. We teach on different subjects, and I try to get at least 3 weeks ahead of the topic so you guys all know what's happening with that. The LVR computer lab for the Matrix, because I'll have people call me all the time. It's like, how do I do this on Matrix? I can tell you real quick, but I can't give you a whole, thing on Matrix. So if you go to the LVR, they have a computer lab on 9 to 11 and 1 to 3 on Mondays and Fridays. And you just walk right in there. I think that's what it is, Tim. You just walk right in there. They see you on the camera, and then they come down and they kind of help you through those systems.
Does that cover Matrix and also Authentisign and all that, or just Matrix?
I don't know if it.
Authentisign is part of Transaction Desk, so it doesn't.
So it's
It's
not,
not.
okay.
I've never taken one of those classes, sorry. I did them online, so I didn't go inside
But
there.
we have a solution to Transaction Desk, don't we?
Which, yes, so we do. So then Transaction Desk, there's an 800 number. So when you log in, at the top, there's an 800 number that you can call, and then there's videos on Transaction Desk. So if you click on the top, if you're looking at your Transaction Desk, and the top right is gonna be your face, or just your profile, click on that, and then click on Settings and Support, and it brings up these tabs that you could just sit at home and watch videos on how to make templates and all that kind of stuff.
We'd rather ask you and Tim and
Yeah.
I
I gotta go, kill myself, okay?
know, but sometimes we just don't have the time to help you guys through that, so we wanna make sure that you have the resources on doing that.
But just one thing on that, it's kind of funny. For all the years I was an agent, I'm typing up an RPA 10:30 at night, and Authentisign's not working. Son of a bitch, I'm trying to send it, to Wendy to sign it. I just call the 800 number, they pick it right up. 24/7, 7 days a week, Transactionists will answer the phone, and they walked me right through it. They said, hold on, Tim, can I zoom into your computer? I don't give a shit, zoom into my computer. So they connected to my home computer, and they showed me what I needed to do. It was the best training that you're ever gonna get, so call them every day, if you have to. I'm serious.
That's what we pay for.
Really, call them.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
It's free, it's part of your due, it's free.
I know, that's what,
Yeah.
my dues are not cheap, that's
Well,
why.
there you go.
But you already paid it, so it's free, right? And then Matrix Learning Lab in One Home. Okay, so on your dashboard, I know we've all looked past it. So when you log into Matrix and you've got your dashboard, there's a little square that says Matrix Learning Lab and One Home. I just saw this the other day, and you just click on that picture, and it just opens up all of these training sessions right there. You just it's on the Matrix dashboard. I didn't know it was there either. Okay, so but that was it was huge. So utilize these services, guys, because we might not have all the questions. As realtors, we only use what really works for our business, but then there's other things that you guys might need that we don't really know about either. And forgive us, but we can't have all the answers, but we try. We really do try. And then on your pop-up, so right when you log into your Matrix, you're gonna get that white pop-up. Every day they've got a new message, and we all just hit read later or ignore. We just do. Half the time we don't read them. But there are a lot of good classes that pop up there. And so yesterday at my Wednesday with Wendy class was doing CMAs and comps. And on Tuesday, I log in and I was like, 9 to 11, doing CMAs and comps. I'm like, they're teaching the same class I am. Why did I even make the class? But you guys could have gone there as well. But I just ignore as well. We just all do it. So just read them because they'll teach you on all of these different topics. So if you need any help finding these, just let me know. Alrighty?
Okay.
All right.
Wendy, everybody, there she is. Did Maria step out? Where did Maria go? Maria? Did she run away?
Yeah.
Maria, speaking of Wendy, This is we're not gonna get to the whole handout, as you know, but this is an event that Tom Ferry is doing November 15th. I've gone to this 5 times in 15 years. It's a really cool event. It's a whole day with Tom. There's usually 500 to 1,000 other realtors there. And if you need a little motivation, some ideas for 2024, it's the best $299 you're gonna spend. But, because you work for Realty One Group, we got the price down to $129.
Wow.
It's nothing. You need a tax write-off anyway, okay? Everyone should be going to this. Me and or Wendy are gonna go. We're not sure if we both can get out of here for the day or just one of us, but one of us is gonna go. It's a really cool event, okay? And you get to meet realtors from all over the country. Tom usually has a guest speaker or two, but he calls it his roadmap event that he goes around the country doing the last quarter of the year. So I would definitely do this if I was you guys, okay? Forgo Starbucks for 2 weeks, okay? You really will. You'll leave there feeling so much better about 2024 than if you didn't go, okay? Conrad's even gonna go. He just shook his head, right?
I'm going.
See, Conrad's gonna go. And how long you been a realtor?
20 years.
20 years, so, and he's gonna go. Really, really good stuff, okay?
Where's it being held?
Lake Las Vegas. It's in your little packet there, that little packet there. Everything is in a little packet. All right, Maria says everything's been kind of kosher lately. No one's been messing up too much, but she does want to tell us about the duty zones, right? A little bit, sort of, maybe?
The duty zone.
Duty zone.
So there's a
Yes.
little bit of confusion on that, and so I just wanted to let everybody know. So we have a new duty zone. It's 10/23 revision. It was in transaction desk under the forms, and guess what happened yesterday? It disappeared. So the 2026 is back in there. So just make sure that when you're gonna write an offer and stuff, you just get the right one. I think they're just making changes. There must have been something wrong with the original one, and then they took it out and they're doing now.
So, is there anything different on it?
So, yeah.
Tell him.
So the first line of the new duty zone has license/permit. And the
Number.
permit number, is for property managers. Okay, so that's the big change, between them, and that's really it. So just keep tabs. If you have your templates already set up, the templates will alert you when it's back on and you can, pull it. Otherwise, just keep using the old one.
But so Maria, why is it that when there's a new form that you want us to use, like buyer's disclosure, the 6-page form, why don't they just delete the old one altogether?
You can't, because there's 2 different ones. We've gone through this with you before. There's one.
She remembers the conversation vividly, you know?
There's an ROG 6-page, and then there's an LVR 4-page. We don't use the LVR. We want you to use the
Why is the
ROG.
LVR?
Right, of course.
No, well.
And that's why you didn't do it again.
You're required to go
So you have to use the 6-page. That's why when you look at your list of checklist, on SkySlope, it actually says buyer disclosure 6-page. So if you have a 4-page, you know it's the wrong one, okay? But yeah, there's 2 of them, so we can't take out the LVR one.
And just keep in mind, in some of our transaction desk libraries, there might be 2 RPAs, or 2 of a certain form. We don't know why that is, but before you click on both, and if there's 2 in there, which one are you gonna use?
The most recent date.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
It's on the
Because it says the
bottom.
date.
Right, exactly, on the bottom of the form, little baby print, it says REV.1023, or REV.1016. You don't wanna use the 1016 one. It shouldn't even be in there, but MLS leaves it in there for some reason, so.
I think there was just an error of some sort, but I don't even know what it was on the new one. And so that's why they just put the old one back, and when they fix it, they'll put the new one. But just FYI is all it is.
There you go, very nice. Maria, everybody. Yeah. Hey, Sue, do you need to hook up Mike? Okay, so I'll get with everybody for 3 minutes while we have some technical hookups here. What else can I tell you that's in the handout? Don't forget, the Christmas party's coming up on the 15th. We have a chili cook-off coming. Now guys, do me a favor. When we have these like chili cook-offs or, bring in food kind of thing, okay? Bring in some chili and bring in some food. Don't just come in and eat it from everybody else. Bring in a little gizmo here, call Suzanne. Suzanne, I don't know how to cook chili. What should I bring in? She'll tell you something to bring in, chips or cheese or something, okay? Okay, so it's important that we all kind of participate with this, okay? Kathy's gonna tell us real quick about the popcorn, because she wasn't here in the beginning of the meeting, so here she is now.
Did the picture
Come on,
come out?
come on, come on, come on.
So every year, my kids raise money for scouting. We sell popcorn. It's not cheap. I say more, it's a donation. You get a free bag of popcorn with your donation. I have everything from $15 to $50 box for your donation. Last year, my oldest, so my youngest wasn't able to scout last year, but he is a scout this year. So my oldest last year raised $5,000 and helped a lot of families. I can't tell you how many people in our pack can't afford like dinner sometimes and groceries. So we help them a lot. 70% comes back directly to our unit of kids, and we're in the Southwest location. But
And
yeah.
what are the prices?
The what?
What are the prices of a bag of popcorn?
So I have $15 ones, like the kernels and the kettle are 15. I have $25 bags, 20 and 50. These are 25. So it ranges, but it actually, I'll print some more, but if you scan here and you order online, they have like chocolate pretzels, and everything will go under his name, so it goes to our unit if you scan.
Good stuff. Thank you, Kath.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me in Summerlin.
No, you're welcome. Also, I think what Suzanne printed out is the general membership luncheon, okay? Or she will print it out, or you'll have it. It's a week from tomorrow, down at DM Resorts, $35. If you're not licensed yet, you can't go, so, well, you're in, right? Did you join?
Yeah, I did.
How much they charge you?
It's $1,400.
That's not bad. Did you know somebody down there, or? No shit, $1,400. That's what Robert, you have to look forward to that, $1,400 in a couple of weeks. But the membership luncheon is a lot of fun. And it's gonna be an update on all of the political legislative bills that have passed, okay? Like, real quick, there's something about septic tanks. Like, if you have a septic tank, within a certain amount of years, you gotta dig up your septic tank. It's gotta go. They passed a law, it's gotta go, okay? You know how much it costs to replace a septic tank? I mean, to dig it all out and get connected to the water system?
A lot.
$250,000. And the legislator wanted the homeowner to pay for it. Obviously, we as the Realtor Party, we voted against that, and now they reversed it and it's free. So if you know anyone who has a septic tank, and you wanna be a really good Realtor, and you haven't talked to them in a while, that's a good reason to call them up. Ask them how it's doing, how's the business, how's the family, and by the way, did you know, we'll get the law, AB whatever, SB whatever, and they can contact Clark County and get a brand new, get all that stuff dug up and get connected to the water district. So, little stuff like that.
Do it while there's still money.
Yeah, exactly. So, those are the kind of things that'll get covered at the general membership meeting by this guy Rocky Finseth. He's our political guy, okay? All right, gang, I was telling Mike about issues we ran into lately about solar systems that are a couple years old, that are out of warranty, out of whatever, and no one knows who's around to call up anymore, and we don't know what to do as agents if we represent the buyer. What are you gonna tell your buyer if there's no warranty, or there could be a warranty, or there used to be a warranty, or the company went out of business, or we think they went out of business, but I don't know. It's really confusing, but Mike's got all the answers. So ladies and gentlemen, Mike Calvert, here he is. Come on, Mike.
All the answers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Here, you want a clicker?
If it'll work?
Yeah, yep, should work, it should work, yep. You should be good.
Oh,
There
look
you
at
go.
that.
This is Sunderland, come on.
Cool, I'm glad we stopped by this morning after the gym, because I was like, I don't know if we still have a meeting here or not, but it seems like, yes, you do. We're like, okay, we'll get this done. So, how's everything? How's real estate?
Great.
Is it good?
Awesome.
Yeah, I know it went a little bit harder. Ours got a little bit easier. So, yeah, we were up north and we talked to Jeff and his crew about a couple new laws that are coming up. But how many of you were here last time I was here? Just okay, all right. So just a quick introduction for you that don't know me. Yes, we own and install a sales and installation company, but primarily what we do is help agents. And so we got into solar, got into brokerages, and started to help educate and stuff like that. So, what are the hardships that you're running into aside from just what Tim had said? Anybody? Anybody dealing with one right now?
Yes, I do, and it's a pain in the butt.
Okay, okay, I get you.
It's hard to get a hold of someone, like they keep sending you to different, people to take
Sure.
care of it, to transfer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to the
We
buyer.
are a very professional industry, so we'll take good care of you.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'll just show you this. We've already caught up to our numbers from last year with installations residentially, and we're only through Q2. Okay? So I don't like to be the fear-mongering guy, but solar's happening, and it's happening fast, and it's happening furiously, and there's probably an agenda behind it. I won't go there, but probably. And so if you don't know how to deal with solar, you might want to learn, okay? Because townhomes, condos, commercial, everything's going to start to go, okay? So that's why we are, as I guess, in demand as we are, with our CE course that we offer, as well as just coming and hanging out with you guys and answering questions, okay? First thing I want to talk about is the concierge service. So I mentioned we got into real estate, and how did we get in? We got in by helping agents that were trying to avoid solar, or that were having the issues of it falling apart, right? So our concierge service is a big part of that. And that is, Mike, I have a listing. Could you just handle the solar aspect? Yeah, we will, right? So you contact us, we send you a link, you fill out the link, it's got buyer, seller, escrow, everything, lender, anything you have, and then we'll take over the transfer from there. We invoice escrow, so the payment just comes from them at the end of the close.
So who pays?
That's up to you and your addendum and how you fill out the fees, right? So it's $199. We'll give you all the information on warranties. Are they in business? Are they not in business? What kind of equipment, right? As well as we'll walk your buyer all the way through the assumption process, and the seller if they're the ones who have to initiate. That's all dependent on the lender.
Is that the same thing as an inspection?
No.
Or- So that's administrative.
That's an
versus
administrative paperwork kind of thing, right? Time is money for you. Save your time, give us your money, and we'll take care of it for you. And we'll take care of it for you. But good point, we do solar inspections. Okay, we're the only company that I'm aware of that will actually go and inspect a solar system, much like a house inspection or a pool inspection or something like that, okay? And that's roof evaluation. These are out on the table. Roof evaluation, right? Panel production. I know the home inspector can jump out there and be like, everything looks good, but we don't care how solar looks. We care how it works, right? So the panel production, inverter status, communication status, right? If there's any critters, it's a big one for you guys, stuff like that. That way you can request that in your repair requests or in the addendum and additional items for the seller to fix or to 50-50 or whatever you want before the buyer gets in there and goes, you didn't tell me there was an entire community of pigeons underneath my panels, right? And you think that's funny, but it's happened, and I'm the one who cleans it up for a very pretty penny. Okay? I do ask, because in the beginning, it was a little bit rough. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question. So in your inspection, you're looking at the panels. If you notice a crack in a tile or a missing tile, do you note that?
Yeah, we'll take pictures of the tiles as well. Yeah, not our responsibility
Right.
necessarily,
But
but
if you're already up there.
yeah, we're already
with the tiles
droning it or we're already on the roof, we'll take a picture. Absolutely. When we started, it was a rough process because I had to learn all about the banks, who transfers easily, who doesn't, what to watch out for, stuff like that, right? Sunrun, Tesla, all those companies. But now we have it down packed. So KISS, or Keep It Simple Stupid, is really what we ask our agents. Like, if you want to hire us, please, by all means do. But then just kind of like follow the tracking sheet, which we share with you with updates, live updates, and kind of stay over here, right? We will handle it, I promise. But the more phone calls that Sunrun gets, the more confused they get. Because John called, and then Bob called, and then Mike, who's supposed to be representing all of it, called. And so that's the only thing. It really is, let us help you not have to think about solar and get it done before closing.
And how long does the process take typically? Because sometimes we're trying to find out stuff during due diligence, which is typically a 10-day period.
Sure.
So a buyer wants to find this out during that time.
Yeah.
Unless we write it in.
Right, let's say you are a buyer or you're listing or whatever. Buyer, obviously, like everything else, is gonna be the one who gets the inspection, right? Do it quick, because if there are reports or there are problems that they need fixed, like you're gonna want that time. We're pretty fast with repairs, but do it fast. As far as the transferring the warranty and the assumption, it depends, right? You don't know our industry, you don't know the banks as well, so you'll say, it's a nightmare, it's so hard, where we'll know the process, how to ask who to hit up, and it'll be relatively quick. The thing we can't control is that your buyer takes 4 naps a day and is out of town most of the week. That's what we can't control, right? So yeah, you can get upset with us because your buyers or your sellers are impossible to contact, but you'd be doing it yourself if it wasn't with us. So credit unions, as far as timelines, buckle up, those are harder, right? 4 weeks, okay? Just to be safe. PPA leases, which is typically Tesla or Sunrun, you can get it done pretty quickly, all right? 5-7 business days, all right? If everything goes smooth. Keep in mind, if you have to request another set of documents, some of them, like Sonova, have a 3 to 5 business day. Like, we get to send those out in 3 to 5 business days. There's also an expiration on those DocuSigns, 24 hours, and they have to be re-requested, 3 to 5 business days, okay? So stuff like that. GoodLeap, Dividend, some of the bigger solar banks that do the loans, pretty quick, 5 to 7 again, right?
Sunlight, how about Sunlight?
Sunlighten, just don't sell that house, get out. I'm just kidding. Sunlight is one of those ones where you guys sell me on CMG Mortgage and then all of a sudden I'm getting Mr. Cooper. They do that a lot with credit unions. Credit unions have lots of funky fine print, one-time transferability. DTI, foreclosures, bankruptcies, how long have they been working, right? And then there's bigger solar banks who have larger fees, but they have larger fees because it's like 620, no problem, sounds good, 2008, right? Mark Baum over here, like that's Big Short reference, sorry. Yeah. Like, we'll qualify anybody. So some of those banks versus others, it just depends, okay? Hopefully that answered it really long.
Yeah, just,
okay.
And you don't do evaluation of the system?
We do the evaluation of the system.
Meaning like price evaluation.
You're never gonna get, just so you guys know, I was teaching at LVR last week. We had a couple of appraisers there, and they stood up and they're like, just so everyone in this room knows, you do not get value for solar on the house unless it is completely paid off.
Paid off.
Lease, loan, PPA, it doesn't matter,
Yes.
paid off, only way. That was them relaying what they had been taught in their appraiser convention thing.
Right.
How do they evaluate it when it's paid off?
Say it again?
What's the valuation when it's paid off?
Well, the law, Zillow, said 4%. They said 4% of the home value, or 4% increase on the home value. I've never seen an appraiser appraise that high. I've never heard of it, okay? So, yeah, there's that. So that's our concierge service. Any questions about the concierge service?
My quick
Tim?
question, so the concierge service basically is, you guys handle all the paperwork,
Mhm.
and ideally, we get it to you right after we open a escrow,
Sure.
and then you do all of that, get it all done, by the time we're ready to close, everyone's happy.
Everyone should be happy.
Correct, okay.
We'll
And
give
you're
you
not calling
timelines,
Sunrun,
right?
You're calling Sunrun.
Yeah.
I'm not calling Sunrun, the other agent's not calling Sunrun, just you.
Isabella's the one who does it all. Do you have a comment? Go ahead.
Okay, got it.
No, I'm just, we don't, the only thing is that we are just the communication between the buyer, seller, and lending company. We don't get access to the documents or anything, so if you want stuff sent to you, you have to be on their approved list to receive said documents, and it won't be your DocuSigns, it'll only be copies of the contract, copies of signed documents from your buyer or seller. We cannot obtain them, we can only call them to have it sent to anybody who's approved on the account.
Yeah, the only time we can obtain them is if you put our names on the authorization form for you. Got it?
I have a question.
Hit it. And then you have one.
What is the fee for the concierge, and then Judy
$199.
Hirsch here, you've done
Yes.
twice for me. I don't even remember, I just kinda,
Yeah.
it's not my monkey, so I kinda like, let you do it. I think they paid $350,
Inspection.
the inspection, how much is the concierge?
It used to be $150, but we increased it because people didn't want us to just middleman. They wanted us to find out all the information, and that's totally fine, but that is arduous. So we went up to $199. So again, put it in escrow,
So
with
Mike,
bill
can you do
escrow.
the home inspection and the solar inspection in one? Did I miss that?
I would do, you can do it together.
Right.
But because sellers sometimes hire us, and sellers don't typically buy inspections,
Right.
right,
Okay.
we have it separate.
Gotcha.
Okay. I will say this just briefly, in this packet, you'll see on one of the pages, this one, the black page, we are with Platinum Home Services, we're not exclusive, but we do work with them, because it's not our goal to do ticky-tacky charges, right? So if you do a home inspection through Platinum, and you pay for their home inspection, you can lump on $150 and get the solar inspection as well. We're just trying to keep the cost down, right? We're the only game in town for solar inspection, so we don't have to change our prices, but we're also trying to help you guys.
So if I want to use Billy's home inspection for home inspection,
$350.
separate from Platinum, it's $350 to use.
Right, unless Billy calls, onboards with us, and we can then
Right.
work out that deal.
Got it.
Okay, we're good, we're good. Oh, you,
Again, I might have missed, how long does it you normally take for the inspection, and will it be within the due diligence?
same day. Now, maybe same day for the actual going and doing the inspection, but you'll get the inspection report back that same day. Yeah, okay? Okay, so what Tim kind of wanted us to talk about, and what we talked about with Jeff was in January, anybody dealt with a system transfer where the business was, or the installer was no longer in business? You ever heard of that? No?
Heard of it.
Okay, so let me just preface here. Installers in solar tend to go out of business, right? They make a lot of money, or a market that's more lucrative opens up, and so they leave to Arizona or they leave to Texas, right? They chase the money. So there are a lot. Empire, Lifetime Solar's gone. Summerlin Power's gone. Freedom Forever just went to California. Titan lost their license, and they were the biggest installer in Nevada, right? So these different things happen. And when you come into a contract that doesn't have an installer, they don't have a maintenance agreement, okay? And Titan will tell you they do because they're gonna subcontract it out. Good luck, right? If you wanna hang your hat on that as the selling agent and say, yeah, there's a maintenance agreement, by all means, go for it, but that buyer does have a problem and does try to, take advantage of that maintenance agreement, it's a nightmare. Okay, so this happens unfortunately often, all right? And we get a lot of phone calls for that. SB 293 is a rule or a law that was passed because someone high up got taken advantage of, like a lot of people do in solar, and went to Lombardo and complained and said, I can't go after the sales rep because the sales rep who sold me and wrote the contract and made it unethical is not an employee or even connected to the installation company. And the installation company has in writing a contract that I signed, naively, and there's nothing I can do. So, January 1st, 2024, anyone who sells solar or writes contracts with you in the home must be a W-2 employee of the installation company. Why does that matter to you? Because these installers aren't gonna hang out. Because they're not gonna put insurance up, and they're not gonna give them benefits, and they're not gonna take on the overhead. And those that do are gonna raise their prices significantly, right? But all the ones, and just so you know, 80% of our industry is random contractors with a 1099 to installation companies that are mom and pop shops making $600,000 a month to manufacturers who warranty the system, right? Those mom and pop shops are gonna look at Nevada and say, we could do it in Arizona, they don't have that law. We could do it in Texas, they don't have that law. And we're gonna see a big influx between January and March, right? Because the contractors board's gonna be heavy hanging over them. They're gonna put a couple people up as examples and throw them under the bus. And then all the mom and pop shops who don't wanna take the overhead of a W-2 employee status are gonna bounce out. And all those homes that had installations by those companies are now without maintenance agreements. Okay? So that's why we're talking to you guys about this today. 1, solar is coming. 2, it's your headache to deal with once those contracts are out of their hands. Sorry, right? I hate to say that, but, and 3, with this new bill that passed, which I think is ridiculous, right? You're gonna see more and more of those issues, okay? So any questions about that or the circumstance the situation that you'll find yourself in? Yes.
So when you're doing the administrative part, is that something that you're is that part of the report?
Yep.
They're in business now, or they're not in business anymore, you have no warranty, or here's a warranty company you can reach out to.
Yep, so that's what we were sitting there at the table saying we can make millions and millions and millions of dollars selling solar, just like everybody else. Or what does it look like down the road 5 years, 10 years? So our company offers supplemental warranties for companies or homeowners like yours. So
And how much is that?
it depends on the size of the system.
Like an average 2,000.
I can tell you this, when you get a contract, in the purchasing contract, which is from the installation company, it talks about the equipment and stuff like that, it's going to say the size. And we size systems based on kilowatts. So 2,100 square foot homes, probably a 7 kilowatt system, 7 kilowatts. We charge $100 per kilowatt. okay?
And
So-
how long is that warranty?
10-year
period?
warranty, and it covers anything that the workmanship would have. One-time payment, it's not annual, just one time. Did I hear somebody? Yeah,
Okay, so Mike, so, the state of California, it's mandatory on the new builds if they have solar.
correct.
Do you see that coming here in the future, that it's mandatory, like? the-
Yes, but let's just round table some politics real quick. Sound good? In California, they took net metering away. So anything
Okay,
you
what is that?
overproduce,
Net metering?
right? In Nevada, we have a, guys, okay, Tim, me and you, we're gonna set up a CE course. 3-hour CE course where we go over this.
Please, yes.
But yeah, I
It's
did it
called
for,
kilowatts, Mike, come on.
I did, I did it for Jeff, they loved it, okay, and it's free. Here in Nevada, we have a program called net metering, which means that if you overproduce, you get to save those as credits for later,
Okay.
okay? And in the CE course, I go through how there's different tiers.
100%?
Nope,
No.
I go through how there's tiers,
Okay.
all right, and I talk about the history of it. In California, that's big, that's huge for us. Because if in June, you use too much, way more than solar can produce in that day, but back in January, you were out of town and you built up a bunch of credit, or it was just cool so you didn't blow your AC, all that extra gets to be used in June. So for us as solar people, we only have to build a system based on the average payment or the average amount of consumption, right? Whereas in California, they don't get the extra. They took that away, all right? They took away the net metering, and so, oh man, what was the original question?
Well, the new build is mandatory, so.
There we go. So in 2038, when net metering is up for discussion in Nevada, so we have a good 14 years, when it goes up for discussion, if they don't re-sign net metering, meaning that all the overproduction is just warrants to sell off to California at a much higher price, then it would be very lucrative for him and the state to say, now it's mandatory. Because everything that every house produces that they don't need is ours.
Okay, and then also on the production level, so a lot of them only offer 60%, coverage, you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I get you.
Okay, so is that contingent on how many panels you put up, or how much you, like, the more panels you put up, the more you pay, right?
Really, well, the more, yeah, that's good,
Kind of.
two-part. The more panels, the bigger the loan, the bigger the payment.
Okay,
Got it?
yeah,
The production has everything to do with how does the sun hit your roof,
okay,
how many watts does that panel produce, right? Versus you could go to Ion and get 370 watts, or you could go to Tesla and get 440 watts, depends. The inverter matters, there's a lot of stuff. Take the C course. Okay, so very good questions. But yeah, again, Tim has me here to talk about this because you guys are gonna run into this more and more. And yes, when you hire us for the concierge, we let you know, just so you know, your installer was Empire. They're no longer in business, right? What does that mean? This, and this. Well, don't you supply a warranty? Yes, we do. We'll help you out, okay?
So,
Any-
Mike,
go ahead.
I'm the listing agent,
Mhm,
right? And Steve's the buyer's agent.
mhm.
And we're in the middle of escrow, and we realized that me as the seller, I have no warranty. So the buyer's not gonna buy it without one. So there's a dilemma here. Your $700, $1,000, one-time payment could cover that, fix that problem.
Correct.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
You will always, okay, I shouldn't say that. Panel companies don't go out as often, out of business. And the inverter companies, I haven't seen one yet that's out of business. So those are warranted by themselves through the manufacturers. So when you're filling out your solar addendum, you're pretty safe, especially if it's a lease, especially if it's a PPA. If it's a lease or a PPA, you can check the warranty and the maintenance box. Because they're the company, it's their system. They're gonna maintain it. You got what I'm saying? It's really the loans. It's the loans from Goodleap and stuff like that, where, yes, you have manufacturing warranties on the panels and the inverters, as long as you know the panel company hasn't gone out of business, right? So crawl up on that roof and lift that panel up and check it. Or call us, we'll do it, okay? But the maintenance is the question, right? That's the question when you're dealing with loans. So, you get that? Questions?
How often do you find that they need maintenance?
How often do you find, oh, that's a good question.
do they break?
Not every single time, I'd say like 20% of the time, everything's good. And 80, yeah, and 80% of the time it's small, 80% of the time it might be small, maybe it's big, right? But usually there's some kind of issue, and I'll give you some examples. One, birds, right? Birds. That was a big one. That was like a $3,000 bill. Then some of the smaller ones. Back in the day, Solar City, you guys heard of them? Okay, now they're Tesla, but they got taken over. Solar City was using technology that was 3G, right? So what happens in your house, or on your house, I should say, what happens on your house goes into this little inverter, and the statistics get sent to your phone, or they get sent to the manufacturer to have reports, and that technology was 3G. And so when 3G got taken off the towers, everybody lost that. So we see that a lot, and it's a simple cell kit upgrade, but if the company can't get a hold of homeowner because you guys all sold the house, and you didn't think, I need to transfer the warranties too, right? You just transferred the financial documents, because that's all you gotta do to close. But the warranty didn't get transferred, so the inverter company doesn't know who owns it. They're not gonna be able to contact them and tell them, just so you know, like, there was an upgrade, you need it. Again, C, of course, yeah.
Okay, solar's fairly new. What happens after 20 years when the panels are done? Where do they put these old things? Are they recycled? Are they just gonna be, like old cars, smack?
You know, if it were me, and this is the most honest I will answer this question, because usually I just make a funny joke. If it were me, I would say, have there ever been any examples of that same concern in our past? Cars, or, I don't know, septic tanks, I don't know. And what did they do with them, right? Because my assumption would be at some point, 5 years before that becomes a catastrophe, 5 years before, all the solar companies are gonna figure out how to take care of it and make even more money by cleaning up their own mess. I don't know, truly. Now, I will say this, panels are simple science. They're simple science. And so there are acres and acres on the East Coast, and obviously here in the dry lake beds, Air Force Base, stuff like that, where these refurbished panels that are only producing 60, 70, 80% are getting put, right?
They're getting what?
They're getting put out there.
Oh, so
Right,
they're
guys?
using them.
Yeah, if you guys see your bill, you guys look at your NV Energy bill next time you look at it, how many of you do not have solar? Look at your bill, there's like 4 or 5 line items all about green energy. That's you guys paying for solar in those dry lake beds. They're not gonna pay for that 30% mandate. We're under mandate. By 2030, sorry, it wasn't 30%, by 2030, we're supposed to be federally mandated. I know, it's a mandate, right? They'll just charge you until you don't realize it. By 2030, we're supposed to be producing 50% of our energy from renewables. So you think Warren was gonna float that and just put a bunch of things out there? Heck no. NV Energy's gonna take it straight out of our pockets every single month.
So can't we just, as consumers, buy these wholesale and have the handyman install them?
As long as the city inspector passes it,
Is
and
that-
as long as
people do
NV Energy
that?
passes it. Yeah, it's called a owner bill or something like that. You are completely liable for anything. That's all, and that's fine.
Okay.
We work with somebody who, hey, I wanna buy cash. Cool. You can save a lot of money, because you cut out the banks, cut out the salespeople, for the most part, and you can buy cash. And I work with a guy who does exactly that.
Okay.
Yep. It's a good deal, but most people don't run around going, I got 15 grand just to throw, right?
Right.
What if I sell the house in 2 years, and it doesn't appraise for more, and they're not gonna pay me more, and I never get that back?
Right.
So that's why banks tend to be, or banks and PPAs and stuff tend to
A
be
question
important.
back about the inspection.
Yes.
If I get a regular home inspection back, I know what I can recommend for my client to ask the seller, but I would have no clue reading a solar inspection and saying, hey, you need to take care of this.
Sure.
Do you call the?
They can call us, we'll go through it.
Go through and say,
Yeah.
or give your recommendations?
Pretty basic stuff. We'll send over pictures that will make no sense to them, obviously, like reports, stuff like that. But from there, they can call us
Is there
and
like
we'll go through it.
recommendations?
Yeah, recommendations.
And Mike, are there solar repair companies?
Say
Or
that
is
again.
So we get it back, and there's 2 or 3 things wrong with the panels, and you recommend to get them repaired. You repair them?
Well, if it's a lease or a PPA, meaning Sunrun, Tesla, something like that, they're still in business and that should be warranted.
Got it, okay.
Right, but if it's a loan and the installer's gone, yeah, you can call us.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. This is just one side of the packet. This is all the products that we offer, services that Solar Certified offers, okay? Solar inspection with a home inspection, okay? It's in the pamphlet outside. And then over here, some of the things that people ask about. This is our concierge service, right? We work with Royal Scrubbers, cool dudes, okay? They clean panels, and if you don't already have it, they'll clean out the bird stuff and they'll put the netting around it. All right, that's a big one that we sell to a lot of agents, okay? And
What's the average cost for those?
again, it comes back to the size of the system, right? I'm not gonna charge the same for a small to a big, so. But I will say the average size, he charged $90 with the discount. So anybody through us gets like a 20% discount off, or 25% discount the first couple washes or something like that. Advised is biannual, unless you live in like a new construction zone and there's a lot of dust kicking up, then maybe you just kind of have to monitor it once every couple months for cleaning. Otherwise, you do lose production. Yeah. Any other questions?
What if you have a house that doesn't have any, good sun, in the future, are they still gonna have to put solar on their house?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Now, I will say this. I will say that solar doesn't cost a lot, even though you think it does, because of all the people that got involved. Government, okay? Solar doesn't cost that much, all right? If you have someone that's not gonna try to take advantage of you financially when they're sitting there selling you the system, right? Even if you have to put it on the north side, and the north side doesn't get good sun exposure, not as good. On the north side of your house, you probably need 2 panels to the 1 panel you would need on the south side, okay? That means you're buying 2. That means your loan is for 2 versus 1 on the south. But somebody who doesn't take advantage of you, it will still be cheaper than what you're paying to NV Energy,
Yes.
okay?
It will.
The whole goal here, take the CE course, the whole goal here is, like, if we were talking about gas right now and I said 2 years ago, I would have signed you all up for 100 gallons a month at $2.50, wouldn't we have all done it? We all would have done it, right? That's what solar can be for energy. And the one thing we don't have control over is whatever this green agenda is. Whatever the NV Energy people are doing, right? Do you know what the increase in energy price was over the last year and a half?
Oh my God.
Somebody just guess.
25%.
No, it was like
60%. It was 10 cents a kilowatt hour. We'll just call it a cube. It was 10 cents a cube about 2 years ago. And now it's 16.
Is that intentional?
Of course it's intentional. Of course it's intentional. Why do you think there's gonna be 75 Tesla chargers at Town Square? Right? I don't know, and I'm gonna just back up. I'm not gonna get political because I won't go. But
How much EMF is coming off of these, systems?
I don't know, go have a camp out, let us know. I can say this. We don't live our life based on what's good or bad for the world. I'm just gonna say, okay, we post like we do, we talk like we do, but the truth is if energy goes up to 25 cents a kilowatt hour, you're all going solar. Because you're not gonna be able to afford your NV Energy bill, right? If gas goes down to $1.50, we're all going back to gas. That's what we do. We don't care if gas and whatever it's called, whatever they drive it into the ground. We don't care what it does. We have to pay our bills, and that's what we forget about, right? Whether solar is good or bad, whether gas is good or bad, when it comes down to our micro decisions daily and on the money that comes out of our pocket, that's how people make decisions. Okay, so. It doesn't matter what my opinion is about solar. There's a reason I'm educating rather than pushing sales. Okay? I'm trying to stay sleeping well at night. Any questions?
Last question, last 2, Jesus, come on. Go ahead, Sylvia.
How do we find out about your CE classes?
Tim and I are gonna set one up here for you guys.
Bring
Right
that.
there.
We'll get that in.
I told Izzy, I was like, I'm gonna pressure him to do it.
Cheryl, last one?
Well, so the seller pay, like, for the administrative part for us agents, typically that's on the listing side. On the buyer side, it's more of the inspection. But let's just say we're trying to find out if they got a rebate. It's like, oh, they've got the full rebate, they just bought it a few months ago. We want credit back for that because they're getting the rebate, but we want the benefit of it. do you find that out? Like, how does a buyer find that out?
Yeah, we can help you with that. And that's a really great question, you guys. It's a really great question. I will just say this. Take the C course.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Calvert, baby, there he is. Thank you, Mike. 2 more minutes. Mike might hang out a little bit if you guys have some questions for him. But on a little bit more of a serious note, not that we want to get politics here today, all this craziness in Israel, it blows. It blows. It sucks. And we got to be careful what we say. We're on YouTube here, God knows. But just like for Ukraine, remember we did the big toy drive? That was so successful, it was unbelievable. Looks like we're going to do the same thing for the Israeli children too. So I'll let you guys know how that worked. I think we had 1,100 boxes of toys just from this office for Ukraine. It was unbelievable. Me and Damon put them in a truck one night, 10:30 at night. When they came to pick them all up, they wouldn't fit in the truck. So we're going to do the same thing, I think, for the kids in Israel. So stay tuned for that, okay? Other than that, if you're a mentee, grab a coffee or a bagel. Come on back here in like 5 or 10 minutes. We'll have a little meeting with all the new agents. Other than that, gang, make it a good day, okay? Thank you all.